Okay, so I grew up in a church. I grew up across the street from the church. I went to church like every Sunday. And when I moved away from home, I moved away to Pittsburgh, and I had a hard time finding a church that I liked, and I really didn't feel like what was going on. But I was also a camp kid, hence the camp shirt. And camp is like, we used to like all sing songs, and there was a whole bunch of people that we all like, everybody was friends, and we were outdoors underneath this beautiful canopy of leaves, and sometimes starlight, and sometimes campfires and things. And I really felt like that was my people. Like that was where I felt the Holy Spirit. I never really thought about the Holy Spirit before, but so after the pandemic, I went to Camp Luther. I used to go to Camp Moana, by the way. And I was a counselor there, I was a camper. And at Camp Luther, there was all these families there, and there's all these people with their whole, like, you know, the whole group, and everybody knew everybody. And maybe it was because the pandemic was so, like, shut down and everything, but, like, just being there, I was like, wow, I missed this. I missed all of these people and all this fun, this joy, this happiness, this kindness. And I realized that all these people took time out of their whole week with their families to come here and be around these people and sing silly songs and like talk about God and like do togetherness kind of things. And I was like, that's where I feel the Holy Spirit. Like that's community. That's community. That's what it's all about. When we stand up and we go, hey, peace, you know, to everybody, we're sharing the Holy Spirit. When we're kind to other people, that's the Holy Spirit. When we love one another or love people we've never even met, that's the Holy Spirit. So I drew a couple pictures up here, and kind of like how I feel about things. I don't know if that's indicative of the way everybody feels, but I felt that after I had that kind of epiphany at camp, we did this thing called Discovery. It's like after breakfast, everybody goes and they have like a little Bible session, and they talk about like lessons and stuff. And the pastor there, he was telling us how he was an insurance salesman or something like that, and he was like overworked and like underpaid, and he was just like really grumpy all the time. And he decided that he was going to be a pastor, and he was like, being a pastor? And he's been doing it for like 50 years, and he said it's the best thing that ever happened to him. It made him really happy, and I started thinking about maybe I want to do that. Maybe I kind of want to like share that feeling with other people. And ever since that moment, I kind of feel like, you know how God is in every one of us, and I feel that he's reaching out to us all the time. God's everywhere. God's in everyone, getting everything, everywhere around us. And I feel that like God's like reaching to me, and I'm kind of reaching out that way, and it's kind of like we're mixing, you know? That's what the second drawing up there is from, and the one down here at the bottom is kind of how I felt like when I was at camp, and I was envisioning like the Holy Spirit like zipping around us all, and like, but like when I go outdoors and I look up at the night sky, I think like, I wonder if there's like people on other planets that are like, you know, like God's visiting them the same way he is us, and I like to think that that's what's happening. So, long story short, my son and I, this is one of our favorite books. It's called Nico Draws a Feeling. And in the book, this guy Nico, he likes to draw and like color pictures and stuff like that. But he draws pictures of things like the feeling that he gets when the sun's on his face, or the feeling that he gets when he watches a mother bird making a nest, or the sound of a bell on a ice cream truck. And he's trying to explain to people like what the pictures, and he draws things like this. And he's trying to explain to his mom or his teacher like what this is a picture of. He says, well, it's the way that the sun feels on my face. And they're like, where's the sun? It's not the sun, it's the way it feels. It's not, where's your face? It's not my face, it's the way the sun feels on my face. So what I'd like to do is, even though you can't see God's love, you can't see the Holy Spirit, you can feel it. Every one of us can feel it. We've felt it before. What's it feel like? Do you know what it feels like? If you could draw a picture of it, what would you draw? So I invite everyone, this is the activity. There's paper on the ends of the aisles, and there's crayons on most of them. If you don't have paper, or there's someone behind you that doesn't have paper, you can share the paper with them. You can share your crayons. There's almost every pew has crayons, I think. If they're not in your pew, there might be one before or after. Invited to share as well, so there you go. Thanks.